Hello everyone. Welcome to another session on the methodology of literature paper in the 5th semester, and we were discussing about the first module. So we are almost the fag end of the first module. We are dealing with the last section in the first module, that is Indian writing in English or Indian English literature. So we are going to discuss about that. This is like an overview, this particular video. I'll just give you the historical background of Indian writing in English. We know the history of India, so there's no need to discuss about that. Okay, but certain writers that we have to remember that we'll discuss in this particular video. Okay, so Indian English literature has attained an independent status in the realm of world literature right now. We don't belong to that. We are not under the umbrella of English literature. We have our own identity. We have our own range of themes, you can say, okay, which continues to reflect the Indian culture, Indian tradition, then Indian social values, and even you can say that the history of India, that is also depicted through the life or you can say the life of Indians, that are in fact depicted by the Indians living elsewhere, all these things. So that element of Indian is right now there in Indian English literature or Indian writing in English. So we have appropriated the English language or you can say that particular English to ours. Okay, so that is the basic thing that I would like to discuss as a kind of an introduction to Indian writing in English. Okay, so there are critics and commentators who in fact appreciate Indian English novels. We were focusing more on novels. There are so many reasons for that. We don't have to discuss into in detail about all those things, but you can say that we have contributed more to fiction, okay, than to any other genre of literature. Then we have all types of literary works. They have different issues like nationalism, then social realism, then individual consciousness. All types of issues are in fact, or you can say themes are in fact dealt in Indian literature. Okay, and also you can say that English is not an alien language to us. It is a language of our intellectual makeup. Okay, and or also to an extent we have become in kind of bilingual, instinctively bilingual. Okay, many of us in our own language and also in English, we are equally good at both the languages. Okay, so like that, English has become part of our culture these days, or the post-colonial elements and all such things. I keep all those things aside for the time being. We'll take it up, maybe in our discussions on post-colonialism. So this is, you can say, the backdrop of Indian writing in English. Okay, so as I've told you, you can say Indian writing in English is also called as Indian English literature or Indo-Anglian literature, not Anglo-Indian. Anglo-Indian normally we associate to persons. Okay, so this is like Indo-Anglian literature. All these things are more or less, we consider them as the same, one and the same. Okay, you can these are like the different variants that we normally use. Now, the question is, what is Indian writing in English? It's a body of work by writers in India who write in English language and whose native or co-native language could be one of the numerous languages in India. Okay. Along with that, you can also say that it is also Indian writing in English consists of, those people who are of Indian descent. Okay, the works of the members of Indian diaspora like V.S. Naipaul, Kiran Desai, Jhumpa Lahiri, and Salman Rushdie. They are more popular than the Indian writers, or against the native Indian writers. So we have to include them also into that broad category of Indian writing in English. So it is basically about those people who are in India and also who are part of Indian diaspora. So these two people, you can categorize as part of Indian writing in English. The problem in this particular context, like categorization of Indian writers, especially in the pre-independent phase, or you can say in the nationalist phase, or you can say in the 18th and 19th centuries. The problem was mostly like there was a handicap during that particular time in of writing in English. In foreign language, in English language particularly, in foreign language, particularly in English language. So one particular critique by name Srinivasa Iyengar, he made this particular remark. He said, while many good Indo-Anglian novels and many more short stories have already demonstrated the feasibility of Indians writing English fiction, it's nevertheless true that the unique intricacies of the social life and the untranslatable nuances of conversational speech are better rendered through the medium of one's own mother tongue. So there was a kind of, a feeling among the people, especially in the 18th and in the 19th centuries, that, it is not that easy to communicate ourselves fully through English language, And so this particular thing was there. So when we discuss about the historical background, we have to understand this particular concept. There was a notion like that. Normally, there was belief that that element of our mind, that creativity of our mind, it is always done through the vernaculars. That is what we believed, at least for quite many years. That was the case. Okay, and we have already, categorized them, Indian writers in English or who are from India and of Indian descent. They belong to Indian writing. They belong to this particular category called Indian writing in English. But, according to another Indian critic by name V.K. Gokak, Gokak. He recommends, kind of 5 broad categories to accommodate Indian writing in English. Okay, so according to him, the 5, this is not there in your textbook, but I thought like I'll just give a reference to that. That is why I have not included in my PPT. Okay, so first, books written by Englishmen of letters on Indian themes, all those people. For example, Kipling's The Jungle Book. Okay, so like that, you can say the Englishmen on Indian themes. That is one particular category that could be included in Indian writing in English. Another one is like translations of Indian classics into English by English writers. Okay, you have, Sir William John's translation of Shakuntala. Okay, that is one example. And we have Ryder's, Ryders, Ryder's translation of Panchatantra. So it is basically Indian story. Okay, and it got translated into English. So that also should be there in this particular category of Indian writing in English, according to Gokak. Then third category is like books written on Indian themes by Englishmen who lived in India and made India their primary inspiration. Okay, so there are so many writers like that, like Edwin Arnold, you can say, but he never mentions a name up there. Gokak, according to he never mentions a name, but there were so many Britishers. They came and they settled in India for a long while. Major part of their lives, they were in India and they were writing about India. So that writings also you have to include as Indian writing in English. That is the opinion of Gokak. Then the fourth category is you can say under Indo-Anglian literature, he lists the literature produced by Indians, normally. And the fifth category is it includes all the translations into English from Indian literature by Indians. Earlier it was by Englishmen, now it's like by Indians, the translations into Indian literature, into English from Indian literature by Indians. So the best example is Rabindranath Tagore's Gitanjali. Okay, so these are the 5 categories that he discusses. So that is why I've told you, this particular concept of Indian writing in English, it's a kind of complicated one. It's a kind of a complex one. Okay, now the next